Dolphins thirsty, they never show no mercy. On the field or in the game, Miami knows how to play. Dolphins thirsty, we all get down and dirty. Tell you what you want to know, it's the Dolphins Show. Quench your thirst for all things Miami Dolphins. They are the football kings, cause they play to win. Come on in and have some fun, whether we have lost or we have won. For all things Miami, it's Dolphins Thursday.
Good morning, Miami. Sorry for that. Good morning, Miami Dolphins fans. The Dolphins are 6-2, and we're ready to go. It's all good in Miami Dolphins land. Our Miami Dolphins will be boarding a plane today and heading to Germany. So they will be there for the duration of the week as they prepare to take on the also now 6-2 Kansas City Chiefs, who are coming off a loss to the Denver Broncos, who the Dolphins dropped 70 on. So it's a wacky football season so far. You can never predict what's going to happen. But one thing we do know, the Dolphins are 6-2, alone in first place in the AFC East. And hey, you couldn't ask for anything more at this point in this season. Tomorrow's the trade deadline. So if any of you guys have suggestions on if the Dolphins should make a move, if they will make a move, or we will see. Well, we will see if they historically. Good morning, Edward, and good morning, Scotty. Good morning, and a big thumbs up, fins up to the both of you this Victory Monday, where the Dolphins are in first place in the AFC East. So it'd be interesting to see. I know the Dolphins will not be sellers at the but will they be buyers? Will they stand pat? They've already made one trade move this year in season to bring in Claypool, and we will see. There's so many things they could do. They could bring in an offensive lineman, defensive lineman, linebacker. Who knows what they could be willing to do tomorrow. Chris Greer will probably stay, I thinking, in the United States, at least until through tomorrow. He probably will not board the team with the rest of the team since he may be working those phone lines and you don't want to be on a plane if the deals are going down. I mean, modern technology, they could probably do deals from the sky, but hey, we will see how that all transpires. But yes, our Dolphins are 6-2, heading to Germany today. Actually, they will be there all. McDaniel explained the reasoning why they left today during his after-game press conference. He thought it would give them more work over there. Let the players have their day off to explore in Germany a little bit for the people that have never been over there, and then have a better working week, not having to worry about travel at the end of the week. So they're going to be there all week. Hopefully they're focused because, Kansas City's going to come in focused after losing yesterday. Hey, good morning, Steve. Good morning, Back It Up Ben's podcast, and all you great Dolphin fans in here. So yesterday, it was a workmanlike performance. We beat the New England Patriots, sweeping the season series 2-0. They did what they had to do. For you gamblers out there, they even covered the spread. A couple offensive linemen got banged up. Lamb returned. Hunt is a little more worrisome in there, but that's why I'm thinking maybe. But Armstead and Connor Williams, they're right there on the cusp of coming back. After I said many times of Armstead, I don't hold my breath him staying long once he does come back. Unfortunately, the man tries, but often gets injured again once he comes back. But with that said, so do you go for offensive lineman at the trade deadline? Inside linebacker, more defensive lineman? Who knows? We will see. And in today's NFL, you can never have enough cornerbacks. I'm basically going to cover every darn position other than quarterback and maybe receiver. So other than that, I don't know. That way I'm covered if they make a trade for any of those. If they making for any of those moves, and I can say, see, I said it. Let's see, Scotty. I'm waiting to hear Armstead enters. Yes, I am too. And the coach definitely did not rule that out yesterday. And when they asked about Armstead, he said, "Oh, Armstead's going to be in my ear about wanting to come back. So if you have a camera on me, You're going to see Armstead next to me saying he's ready to play. So that'd be good. And the running back room, we got, I think, one more game for A Chan to be able to come back, but he's right there on the cusp. So I don't know if we would really add to the running back room. We're going to be adding A Chan back to the mix, hopefully in the near future. So that's why I didn't really list running back as one of the possible trade moves. But getting back to yesterday, real quick, Dolphins win 31-17, more or less in line, but I had predicted 27-17. So I got the Patriots' final score right at 17. The Dolphins got a few more points than I had said. So, but still perfect. I mean, better. 31-17 is better than 27-17. And more importantly, the Dolphins get a division win, get a conference win, and they're on pace right now, for looking good in this season. The big narrative, of course, with the Miami Dolphins so far this year is that we cannot beat the good team. We will have a chance to put that narrative to rest this week. And yes, Kansas City is still a very good team, even though they lost to the Denver Broncos, who we dropped 70 on. Good morning, Shake Money of the Finns Tailgate. Make sure you check him out. Always good stuff. Crazy Dolphin. Always a pleasure to have a fellow Crazy Dolphin fan in the room with me as we celebrate a victory Monday. So do you guys think it's a good move that the Dolphins are flying out to Germany today? Or do you think it's too much of a week-long distraction? Or is McDaniel? I think they did the right decision. Get out there, get accustomed to the time change, get all ready to go. I'm sure they got a nice facility out there somewhere that they're gonna have their practice on, and they'll be good to go. Place that has good film rooms and all of that. They will adjust to all of that. And I think it's good. Get out there, get adjusted to the time frame over in Germany. Let them have a little bit of fun on their day off, see some sights instead of being on a plane all day flying over there. So it is a good day to be a Miami Dolphin fan. The league, this is shaping up to be a very tough and competitive AFC throughout. Cincinnati is waking up like I knew they would do. The Jets are still right in there at 4-3. The Jacksonville Jaguars match our record at 6-2. So it's a lot of good teams. Of course, Kansas City and the Ravens. I mean, it is going to be a doozy of a race to get in. The best route is to win the division. So that's why I'm happy that the Dolphins are in first place in the AFC East, because you don't want to get in a mumbo jumbo where tiebreakers get into some crazy freaking scenarios on how you get in and the other teams get out with similar, tied records, and some crazy, stat comes into play. So I just want the Dolphins to control their own destiny, win the AFC East, take that crown from the Buffalo Bills, and let us be the best team in the AFC East. And then we don't have to worry about any of that other stuff when it comes to tiebreakers about, wild card teams getting in. Good morning, Shake Money. Good morning. Oh, I already said good morning, Shake Money. See, I'm tired this morning. I went to the game yesterday. It was a lot of fun. Good morning, Michael K. Sorry, Shake Money, for confusing you with Michael K. I do. My apologies. And Finn's Talk Sports Network. Bobby, yes, the Dolphins are 6-2. They're on their way to Germany. Life is looking good. Make sure you guys check out the high quality content over Finn's Talk Sports Network. And I'm a little biased because I'll be co-hosting a show with Steve tomorrow on Real Talk Finn's Talk over on that network. So it's a lot of fun. Yep, AFC leaders all 6-2, even very even conference. I said 12 might be. Hey, it might be, man. And Scotty here. Phillips for 15. I mean, 15 for 15, with Phillips being the name of the 15. Hey, you got it. It's starting to look a little better, picking up steam. And that's when you wanted to pick up steam as you're racing towards the end of the season. In the old NFL, or just a couple old NFL, just a couple a couple seasons ago, we would be at the halfway mark at 6-2, but we got one extra game now. So we're not quite at the halfway mark, but we're at 6-2, which is basically near the halfway. So, hey, you just got to keep winning, to keep doing your thing. If Miami just wins all their home games, and yes, they have some tough home games coming up. They got to play Buffalo, of course, and they also got the Cowboys coming the Hard Rock. But if you just win all your home games this year, which they can do, it's very capable. It's within their with how they've been playing at home. That will put you at 11 wins. If you just because we have 9 home games this year, and we've already won 2 games on the road. So right there, man. I mean, if you don't win another road game and you win all your home, you're right there at 11 wins, and hey, that should get you some, in a decent spot. So just watching a nine work for me. Just watching the game 9:30. Hey, it's gonna have to. I know. I agree. My wife was saying that. Really, they couldn't play like 7 something o'clock German time and make it a little earlier. I mean, later in the morning for us. But hey, it's like 3 o'clock their time they're playing. I think, and 3:30 their time, and then so could they have gone a little later over there and played? But who knows? It's going to be fun. Hey, at least there's no waiting around. We all complain on Sunday Night Football that we got to wait all day. It's going to be basically good morning, turn on the TV, and bingo bongo, the Dolphins are going to be playing. So, and then hey, if they win, it's going to be a sweet rest of the day. If they lose, it's going to be like, oh, what do I do the rest of the day? So if they win and beat the Chiefs, it's going to be nice. And then that game that Sunday caps off with the Buffalo Bills traveling to Cincinnati. So it's going to be a good day of football if the Dolphins win. But if they lose, it's out to do some afternoon fishing and what have you. Spend some time with the family. So it should be good. But yeah, good points, Frederick. It's a digging in the trenches. Unfortunately, I'm thinking Michael K's Buffalo Bills may be in the forefront for getting Henry in that move. But there are lots of good possibilities out there that the Dolphins can do to improve their roster. Let's see. Playing 9:30 a.m. is nothing new. It's the NFL. Hey, that's it. And they love it. They love it because now that the NFL has all day, they're going to have the morning game, then they have early afternoon, late afternoon, Sunday night football. So you could literally sit on your couch all day and make maybe the significant others in your life get a little driven crazy, but you could actually be a couch potato all day, other than a couple snack breaks and bathroom breaks, and watch football, NFL football all day long. But like I say, if the Dolphins lose, I'm definitely not going to do that. I'll be doing things to get my mind off football. We'll see. Well, Steve tells Justin that the Titans not trading Henry, and he says, "Well, get Henry, if not AJ Dillon." So we will see. I'm hoping for Brunskill or Whitehead or Levante. Yeah, Levante David. I saw that name thrown out there by David Funones. I'm screwing up his name. Funones of the Sun Sentinel. He was saying that that's a possible target that he would look for, and then he named some other. So then he jumped over to the Broncos and said that they could nab some guys from the Broncos and see what they could do there. So why guess? What did he say? Oh, he was saying they could try to get a safety, but I don't know about that. But Justin Simmons, and then who else did he have us? Who else? Oh, he has Shaquille Leonard or Levante David. Who else? So there was someone else in there. He was saying Patrick Chachan, but he doesn't see him. They think the Denver will hold on to him. What was the other name that kind of intrigued my interest? I just can't find it, of course. Oh, Josie, Josie Jewell was the other name that he had, maybe the Dolphins picking up on. So that would be interesting to see without a doubt what the Dolphins do. Hey, but the good news is we beat Bill Belichick, and as Scotty calls him, Belichick, beat him for the second time this season. Miami's taken control of that series the past couple seasons. But unfortunately, we haven't taken the next step to go do damage in the playoffs. That's what we have to do is because we are starting to shape up. The Jets are right there, man. If the Jets won from what I was at the Dolphins game yesterday, so I really didn't get to see much of, I mean, other than seeing the score and then some of the highlights. But I was talking about ugly games. That was an ugly game by the Jets and the Giants. The Giants should have had that game won from what I was hearing and reading, but they choked it away, and the Jets, to their credit, got the W. So now they're right there at 4-3. And if you look at the schedule next week, the Jets could win and the Bills could lose, the Dolphins could lose. And if the Bills and lose and the Jets win, technically the Jets are above the Bills in the division race. So it's crazy NFL season now. Is that all going to happen when the whole season's over? Probably not, but it just shows, we can't anoint anyone. Because we were all anointing like 49ers are probably best team in football when they were 5-0. They're probably the best team, most balanced on offense and defense. Now they've lost 3 games in a row, and they got a tough game against the Jaguars coming up. So, which I'd be rooting for them to beat the Jaguars to get back to their ways. Because I'm just so tired of Baker. I have to move on from him. So you're not a big Jerome Baker fan. I got you. This was the first time in my life I saw my first the officer seeking to throw games in the Dolphins' favor. Well, I don't know about that far, Moya, but yeah, we did get the benefit. It's called makeup. It was some makeup calls, but it's about to be expected. I'm going to say they really went as far as cheating or whatever, but they definitely favored us in a couple plays yesterday. Still would never really make up for that one game, though, when one team has like no penalties called on them whatsoever when there was obviously penalties done by them. But we will see. Yep, weather starting. Yes, Mr. Ritter, you are right. Well, this is the time of year that you got to step up that running game. I'm with Justin in that area. This is when things change. Even this week in Germany, I'm hearing it's not going to be the greatest of weather games. It could be rainy, could be not so beautiful, as well as at least what Joe Rose. I haven't looked it up myself. I'll look it up later. But Joe Rose was this morning. He's known because he's getting on the plane day with the team to fly over to cover the Dolphins this week. So he was saying, "Oh man, in Miami, I have to bring out my rain gear and some jackets." He goes, they're going to get into some colder weather and rainy weather. So hopefully next Sunday morning, our time, Sunday afternoon, their time, the weather won't be horrible. But there's no excuses in the NFL. You got to play under the same conditions that the other teams play in. Not making excuses, but just saying that that Mr. Ritter is right. That weather is starting to change. And other than here in South Florida, where it's always warm, but some of you guys actually have seasons. We got basically summer and summer and summer, and then a little maybe spring with a half day of winter thrown in once in a blue moon. But I mean, our winter to you guys is like a middle of it's like almost a spring day because our winter's in the 40s or whatever. So, hey, yeah, no word on not much on the injury front really coming out, and I don't even know if as much as usual will come out because I don't even know what. Maybe one of you guys would tell me what McDaniel's press conference. Are they still doing it today, or because I know they're boarding the. Up there? I was just about to hop to my phone. It looks like my internet is wonky again. So hey, if it keeps on dropping out, guys, we will just cut it short. But the good news is, at least we'll be cutting it short, talking about our 6-2 Miami Dolphins. But so we will see. I will go check and see if he's gonna. No, I agree. Digging in the trenches, JFPF scout Justin, man of many names and talent. But we will see on that front. I think they will go for it. Greer has a history of going for it. He has a history of making some moves. He did it last year when he made a couple moves to bring in, obviously, Chubb, who is finally starting to help the club. I like to see it because I've been hard on Chubb. He's the one guy I've been like, man, why did we give all this bag of money to the guy? But he has been stepping it up the past couple of weeks. So I'm proud to see that. And we also brought in Jeff Wilson last year. So those are 2 guys that we brought in last year. We already brought in Chase Claypool this year, took a flyer on him. So Greer is definitely not gun shy when it comes to doing something he thinks will better the team's chances of winning in the moment. And we are definitely about winning in the moment right now with how this team is constructed. There's no, oh, we got a lot of young guys and we're going to really look good forward to this draft and free agents. No, all the money's up basically to the tilt, and our moves have been done for this team to win now. So there's no excuses. So if some guy falls that can help, I think Greer will go see. They also have to fit them in, but so they may have to rework some people's contracts and yada, yada, yada. But where there's a will, there is a way. And I think Chris Greer will we'll see by tomorrow afternoon. It's right there, guys. It's trick or treat. So are we going to get some treats or are we just going to be tricked and the Dolphins don't make any moves? And even if the Dolphins don't make any moves, our team is still playing solid. And some of those moves are getting, it's like Ramsey's kind of like getting a trade all over again. Ramsey came right back here on trade day weekend, basically, and got a interception. Came up, I know the play ended up not really counting due to a penalty and everything, but he came up and forced a fumble. And hey, he's playing dividends already. And so that's kind of like a trade. If you can get Armstead back, that's the big if. And if you can stay healthy, that's kind of like a trade coming back to get Armstead down the stretch. If you can get Chan down the stretch, staying healthy. So we do, and Connor Williams staying healthy. We do have some talent coming back to the roster that we already have that will supplement what we've been doing. But yes, it's always good to keep on, man. Keep on shaking the tree. Find a good player out there that can fit in with the team's chemistry and what they're trying to do on the defensive side of the football and, of course, the offensive side. You got to have someone that's a scheme fit basically from the get-go so you can be up and running because, the season's going by fast. 8 games are, boom, gone. And, so we got to be ready to bring people in and contribute to the football team. Fournette is big, strong, healthy. Plus, he's been in the playoffs. And I know, Crazy Dolphin, you brought him up many times before. But I don't know. It seems like a lot of teams aren't knocking down his door. I don't know what's up. Maybe he just gave the hint. He's done. Who knows? Or maybe some team's just waiting because, now I'm sure he's not even going to be in football shape, but he would be a guy to be okay on the back burner. And since no team has put him on there, maybe you can stash him somewhere and just have him get ready. Who knows? Yes, I know. You are 100% right. We need health on the offensive line. I agree. I agree on that front. We do because yes, when Lamb went down for a little while, luckily he came back. But Lamb, Hunt, both of them went down pretty close to each other, and I'm like, oh, I can see the season cracking from under us because that's the one plot we're not that deep. We're not very deep along the offensive line, and we knew that coming in that we weren't very deep because when the starters are healthy, they're I think a decent to above average offensive line. But once they start getting, it's just like any team when you start getting your starters, frontline players taken down, you're going to take a little fallback. But our depth is very concerning on the offensive line, without a doubt. That's why I really want Armstead back so Lamb can be that backup tackle. I'm a lot more comfortable with Lamb being the backup, knowing that he's better than the backups we had in the past. But I still want Armstead to be the guy. I want Connor Williams. But that left guard spot, I don't know. If they can find a left guard that can come in and contribute to this team winning, continuing their winning ways, I would agree on that. So, you say Fournette over Henry, Crazy Dolphin. I don't know. I don't know if a lot of people would be for that. I don't know. Again, Crazy Dolphin on a lot of these stats. I looked them up this morning, and there was really no word. We will see. I'm sure McDaniel will probably have a press conference before they board their plane to Germany today. So maybe we would get a little bit more on update on that front of some of these players' status. But if it's a typical Monday press conference, he would tell people, well, we will see, there's not going to be much word, but you at least know that they are going to be listed and injured or not. And he always says, wait until Wednesday's press conference to get more information. Thank you, Fred. I appreciate your. And guys, if you just happen to still be in here and you like what you see, give me a thumbs up. But yes, here on YouTube and Facebook, they call it a thumbs up. But throw a Dan Marino laser pass or a Tua laser pass and nail that button for me. And if you're brand new, you happen to be in here and never seen the show, and if you think I've earned it, do an AJ Dewey like tackle or a Doug Betters like tackle, Zach Thomas like tackle on that subscribe button, and we will all be happy here. So it's good stuff. Scott, crazy. He tried to come back, but they didn't. He stayed on the sideline. Yes, I know. I know. I did. He came in, and I saw he was actually warming up at halftime, doing their drills with fellow linemen. So I was thinking Hunt might come back, but they kept him sidelined, which is probably for the best. Keep him there. And they had Connor Williams dressed yesterday, but they were only going to break glass in case of emergency. And I was thinking once all those guys started falling, that might, but they managed still not to have to play Connor Williams yesterday. And I would assume, but you know what they say about people that assume, but I would assume Connor Williams will be a goal against the Kansas City Chiefs. Almost all but certain he was going to give it a go against the Kansas City Chiefs. So that will help because he was playing at a very high level, a couple bad snaps here and there. But I think we will all take a couple bad snaps here and there to go along with his much better blocking up front. He was helping pave the way for the running game. He was helping others up there to play better. So we definitely need Connor Williams back. And Connor Williams is a guy I would like to see the Dolphins sign for the long term at this rate. At first, I wasn't so sure, and I was, oh, you're going to hold him out. But he plays well when he's in there, and we just need to get him back, and we will see if we can create some of those running holes that we had. Because if we get Achane back, yes, he's not the big bruiser that the Justins want. I mean, Justin's very high on Achane, but he wants that big bruising back that makes that's going to get you that 1 yard if you need that 1 yard and pound you over for that 1 yard. So I understand that. But, if we can get the offensive lineman back, get Achane back, I think we can still do okay at the running game. I believe McDaniel set up to have everyone he can have the case. I think all the starters expect Achane and Wynn will be playing. Expect Achane and Wynn will be playing. Yes. I know. No, you are right, man. We are getting, unfortunately, Wynn is gone for the season, it looks like. So you are right on that front. Achane, we don't really know his status other than it's more not long term. However they worded it when he got hurt in famous McDaniel speak. He wouldn't really set the timetable, but he was saying well, I wouldn't think it's as long as others. I wouldn't call it season injury, but I wouldn't call it day to day either. That was his basically definition of Achane. And then they did put him on IR, meaning he had to miss 4. He has missed 3. He will have to miss this Kansas City game, but then he should be ready to go by the Raiders game if that's all it is. Now we will find out more if he's more injured than that, but that's when we're going to see. Yes, Butch Berry has done well. And when we hire, a lot of us was like, Butch who? Butch why? Why would he bring him in? Because Bronco fans and players evidently did not like Butch Berry and him. And there's sticky note story that came out is how he communicated with people with sticky notes. Hey, if he's using sticky notes here, keep at it because those sticky notes are getting the job done up front. Because I agree. Sometimes we just kind of forget about assistant coaches and we either blame. Well, we will normally head coaches and coordinators are where we normally lay the line at. We blame the head coach or praise the head coach and the coordinators. And then after that, we kind of forget about the quarterbacks coach and the receivers coach and the defensive backs coach and the offensive line and special teams coach too. We do now because those are basically coordinators too. So, but with Butch Berry, he does deserve kudos. And hopefully he's here for more than 1 year. Hopefully some team doesn't snatch him up and take him from us because it's like every year we have a new offensive line coach. Let's finally keep one here for a few years and have some chemistry among the line moving forward. I hope we don't lose them because it'd be so Dolphins for us to lose them at the end of the season. I mean, maybe it's outside of control if someone comes in and give him some kind of big promotion. But like with anything within our reach that we can keep him and not have him leave for a similar position with another team, let's keep Butch Berry here because he has done well. I was not on board with the Butch hire. I will stand up to that. I was very wrong about him. I think a lot of us were, Scotty. So I'll stand up to it, sir. Not that I was against it, but I was like, who? I wasn't really sure. And then you read some of those stories that came out about him, got me a little worried. But at the end of the day, he's proven us wrong. Yes, that's what he said about Wynn. He has a very long road of hit him with Isaiah Wynn injury. So I don't see him coming back this year, unfortunately. It's going to be tough. So if they can find, to me, if they can find a left guard to plug and play, I would make that trade all day. I need to rhyme quicker. If they can find a guard to plug and play, I'll make that trade all day. So that's what they need to me. If they can get a starting caliber, a left guard to come in here to team with Armstead coming back from injury, and with Connor Williams coming back from injury, get Hunt playing healthy, and Austin Jackson continue his solid play. That's going to be an offensive line that we can win football games when the weather starts getting ugly. There's a lot of good names out there, like I say, that will be mentioned and tied to the Dolphins over the next 24 hours. You don't have to trade Poach, Pull, Cut, Croft for a third time. Hey, that could be a possibility. You've been a big fan of Poe for a long time. Where is he again? I think he was on the Jets or someone's practice squad. I know I should know it by heart now. Justin mentions him a lot. I will go back. Oh, no, Wynn's done for the season. Confirmed. No, it's not, but they just said that he has a long road ahead of him. And remember, the Dolphins can only bring back 8 people from the they can only bring out 8 people that they place on the injured reserve, and they're running out of space quick if you start bringing back the people. Because we already brought Ramsey back, we brought Craycraft, we're going to be bringing him back, and they want and they already brought Robert Jones back, Nick Needham back. So those 8 spots are moving. So it could become a numbers game. I mean, if Wynn gets healthy in time, it could be a numbers thing on how many moves. Hey, good morning, Blue Wave. Good morning. Fins up to you too, Blue Wave. And always a pleasure to see you drop in on some Dolphins chatter where all things Dolphins matter. It's great to have you. Yes, I know. That's why I was saying, Scott, we're right there up against our 8, man. It is what it is. Those rules are there for a reason. They stink because I wish we could bring back our guys, but they have them so teams don't just stash players on injured reserve to keep them away from other teams. And so there's reasons they do it. But it just stinks. Yes, on to Germany. In fact, the Dolphins are on the plane today. Interesting they're going so over there early. I've said it a couple times on the show, but it is interesting that they have chose. It'd be interesting to see where Kansas City flies out, because Kansas City lost, but aside from that, they were on the road, so they got to fly back to Kansas City. So they probably won't fly out until like Wednesday or something, maybe. Or they could fly out tomorrow, I guess. Who knows? We will see when the Kansas City Chiefs decide to fly out over there. It's going to be a tough game against Kansas City. It's just so weird because we play the Eagles and then they get upset by the Jets a week before we play them. This week we're playing Kansas City and they get upset by the Denver Broncos the week before. The same Denver Broncos that the Dolphins dropped 70 on, which I had the pleasure of being at. But man, they dropped 70 points on the Broncos, and the Chiefs could not even get a single touchdown yesterday against the Broncos. So that is some weird stuff. It's just the NFL. You just never know. As we always say, any given Sunday. And it's a saying for a reason. They named a movie after it because it's such a well known saying. And it's true. Any given Sunday. And yesterday proved it once again. And I'm telling you, this AFC is going to be a brutal race all the way down to the end. So games like that, Kansas City may end up regretting, even though they probably still got a control of that division over there. So, because it's not like anyone in that division is racing off to the races in front of the world. So, we will see. So I'm jacked for after the bye. Our team will be healthy and ready to make. Hey, I hope so, Scotty, because it's been way too long. And Justin, I think I got back to all your. Let me see, all your quotes when done for the season. Return. Okay, there. Telling you, add Henry, cut Croft, poach Paul, and Xander. Oh my God, Justin, why are you giving me a Horvath? And two, P.S. While you're at it, Leo Collins on the practice squad cut Milton. So there you go. Let's see. Think about it. It's a game. It'll be the first game. Yes, no, you're right, man. You are right on that front, Scotty, as far as getting people back. And it's going to be interesting. And we're going to have some, it's going to really, and this week, man, like I said, now, do I expect Kansas City not to get a touchdown against the Dolphins like they just did yesterday against the Broncos, only put up 3 field goals? No, Kansas City's going to get some points on us. But I do expect a good defensive performance. Hopefully, Xavier Howard's back next week. And then you got Xavier and Ramsey in the game for the first time. What we all envisioned when the Ramsey move was announced that he would be coming a Miami Dolphin. And we all thought, oh man, we're going to have Xavier on one side and Ramsey on the other. And it's looking good, man. And Nick Needham's an underrated get back. Cater Kohu does much better playing on the inside. Things are looking up in Miami Dolphin world. And we just got to keep on winning games. Get that monkey off our back this week. Beat the team with a winning record so we don't have to hear them. Oh, Miami's frauds and all that. Because once you got them off, then that monkey's off your back. And then the talking heads will move on to some other team to pick on or find another reason to pick on the Dolphins. They will not say, then maybe their narrative, well, they've only beaten one team with them, who knows what their narrative will change to. But let's just get that monkey for our own fans' sake. Let's get that off our back. Go over there in Germany, enjoy the little week a little bit, but mainly just get concentrated on football and beat those Kansas City Chiefs. That's what we need at the end of the day. Hey, SoCal Derek, big fins up. Thumbs up to you. You're always cool to follow over there on the Bird site Twitter. But all I know is that the season isn't going nicely. Am I counting the chickens yet? No, I am not, because I've seen this rodeo before, but this just has a little bit of a different feel to it. They're getting some people back. They're playing good. They're playing well, I should say, grammarized. They're doing a good job at beating the teams that they're supposed to beat. And I say that in quotes because yesterday the Chiefs were supposed to beat the Broncos, and that didn't happen. And it's you just never know in the wacky NFL. It's just, the Texans went in and beat Jacksonville. Jacksonville's down 6-2, but yet one of their losses came to the Texans. I'm not saying the Texans are bad, but the Texans, because they have improved a lot, but they lost yesterday to a winless Panthers team, now no longer winless, obviously. But it just shows. It's really good. Let's see, what did Scotty say? Thursday, the Dolphins' hate is strong this morning in the media. They are full protect Mahomes mode. Hey, you know what? The only way you can beat that is go out there and knock the Chiefs off. That's it. Go out to Germany, knock them in their mouth, we get a benefit from not being in Kansas City. I'm a little more confident that it's in Germany than I would be if it was in Kansas City. This is our week to show that the Dolphins are up there in the top of the AFC. And they're playing well. They are playing well. But as it falls, we haven't beaten a great team. But let's face it, it's early in the season. Let's see where all the teams that, because people say, oh, the Dolphins, oh, of course they beat up on the horrible Broncos, but the Chiefs lost to that horrible Broncos game. And then when they beat the Broncos earlier in the season, it's not like they blew the Broncos out either. So obviously the Broncos defense is not that bad. The Dolphins made them look that bad that week. And, their numbers are all screwed up from that game. Because when you give up 70 and all the yards that they gave up, it's kind of hard to get your defense ranked again, but high again. But, because we skewed their numbers for a long time. But it's not like they're an awful team. The Giants, yes, their Giants record's not so great, but they went in there, they went battle to battle against the Broncos. And, so I mean the Broncos, the Bills could have easily beat the Bills. So you just never know. Just take it week by week, beat the teams in front of you. But yes, I do want to end that narrative about not, believe me, I want to end that narrative about not being able to beat the good team. Miami 37. Oh, early prediction. I won't make my prediction this early, but I'm with you. I'm leaning Miami in this game, but I'm going to see. So for you gamblers out there, what's the point spread at right now in that game? Who's favored and how much is it? I have not looked. See, I want to see what Vegas pros think. Where is that line at? Being on the neutral field, basically. Even though Kansas City's technically the home team, but they were on a neutral field. It'd be interesting to see that. 37-27. So there you go. So you're seeing more of an offensive high output. So we're going to give the German fans some offense. Maybe when healthy, this Dolphins offense is just that good. No, I think when healthy, our offense is really good, man. I really do, Justin, digging in the trenches. Uh, Hey, I've only been twice on Finn picks. Hey, there you go. Yeah, but those losses, probably both the losses. I don't know. That's how I've been too, for the most part. Oh, the Dolphins plus 2.5. Holy cow. Oh man. So, all right. Hey, it's very close though, basically. So again, it's within that field goal range of there you go. Thank you, Scotty. Always bring in the info. So what's the I'm gonna what the Bills and Bengals line is because it's gonna be interesting moving forward in that race in the AFC East. But anyway, I'm interested to see how the Dolphins go and they beat. I don't know. It's gonna be fun, man. I'm happy to see that people think the Dolphins are have a good chance to win that game. It looks like. So yeah, I know. Yeah, that's what I see. Chiefs favored by only, and that's what I see. So it's not even home field because they just think on a neutral field that we're within a field goal of Kansas City, which is a long ways coming from what we would have been a couple of years ago if we would have had to play Kansas City on a so-called neutral field. They would have been favored by like a touchdown or so. So we're right there, and I would favor them too because heck, they are the AFC East champ. I mean the AFC champs, Super Bowl champs. So and they've been in 3 recent Super Bowls, being the AFC champs. So, hey, of course, you're going to have to give them that KC 38 Dolphins. So, let's see. Scotty, Vegas thinking low score. Okay. I'm thinking Claypool. I'm liking Claypool so far. I think they are testing him to see his reaction to getting a few snaps. No, you're right. And he caught a ball yesterday, actually made some yards after the catch. It's good to see him in there. Tua threw to 10 different targets yesterday, 10 different people caught the ball from Tua yesterday. That was pointed out on the Fins Talk Sports Network last night by Evan Posner, but then confirmed when I looked it up. 10 people caught the ball for the Miami Dolphins. So talk about spreading that ball around. Yesterday was a prime example of Tua being able to spread the ball around. Claypool one hit. Hey, it's things come take a time, Mr. Michael K. Just give it some time. Yes, he did come through with a nice catch. And it's not like the Dolphins overpaid for him. They basically flipped a sixth and a seventh round pick for him. And yes, they have to pay him the money, but they took on that cap hit. But other than that, it was not much ventured on that front. So it's something that could come and pay dividends down the road. Down the road, Michael K. So we're not talking about what's happened so far. We're talking about the dividends down the road. Let's see. Oh yes, We briefly talked about that in the beginning of the show, Moya. You are 100% right. Ramsey came back, made an impact from the get go, had an interception, forced another fumble that ended up being neglected because we ended up, but still he made the play where he came up there, stuck the guy, the ball pops out, beautiful play. Then he gets the interception. It was a good day to have Ramsey as a Dolphin. That man worked his butt off to get back quick because everyone was saying maybe done for the season when it was first announced. Then they were saying maybe December. And here we are, not even in the end of October, and he already right at the end of October, but he played in an October game. And what Mike McDaniel said that Claypool came to him after the Sunday night game against New England and says, I will be back the next time we play the New England Patriots. And Mike McDaniel shared that yesterday. He said, I haven't told anyone that until, so who knows of the whole story, but that's what he said. And I believe McDaniel. So he said that Claypool told him I'd be back by the New England game when we played him again. And lo and behold, he got an interception. McDaniel took a little fun at him, saying, hey, he told me he was going to get a pick six, but he only got a pick field goal. So I thought that was fun. Just classic McDaniel, having a good time. And hey, why not have a good time, man? He's the coach of a 6-2 Miami Dolphins team, boarding a plane to Germany. So you might as well be jovial. Have fun with that team, traveling all the way out there. It's crazy traveling right after our home game, hopping off on a plane and flying out all the way across the pond. And it should be, hey, it's gonna be awesome. And I can't wait. I can't wait until that game next week. And the good thing is, whoever back it up Ben's podcast, I think it was, or whoever, someone brought up it. Oh no, it's Mr. Dunlap. Yes, it's going to be the one thing good about a game at 9:30 in the morning. You wake up and you don't have to wait once it's Sunday. But yeah, it is weird. But people on the West Coast, they're used to early games. Here on the East Coast, we're not. We're like, what? 9 a.m. in the morning? What the heck's that? But people that live out west on the West time zone, I mean the 1 o'clock games, if they wake up, it's three, they're 3 hours behind us. So it's 12, 11, so it's like 10 a.m. games or whatever. My math stinks, but somewhere like that. So they're used to morning games. Here on the East Coast, we're like, what the heck's 9:30 a.m. morning football? But hey, it's like I say, it's going to either be a beautiful day or an awful day. As far as life is always great. I'm not talking about I don't have my whole life all around the Dolphins, but as far as like the mood, the football mood, it's going to be a good football mood if we win the rest of the day, or a lousy football mood if we lose the rest of the day. Keeping in mind that we keep all guys healthy and yada yada yada. Just for the result of the game, it's going to be a lot nicer if we come out with the dub all the way over there in Germany. That's what we need. Is it a must win? Of course, it's not a must win. There's a lot of football to be played. But if it's kind of a must win from a fan's perspective, that we want to say that we can beat a good team and finally get that off our back, I think it is kind of a must win from the fans. The teams aren't going to take it as a must win because you say it's a must win and you lose, what? Then the season's over and you're done. Just tell the players, oh, just go golfing during the week, show up on Sundays, and let's just play out the string. No, they're not going to say it's a must win. But for us fans, it's kind of a must win. We just got to get out, see our team, knock that narrative off their back. No more monkey carrying around saying, oh, the Dolphins are beating the sisters of the poor every week. And, that's it. To me, it's more of a must win from the fans than actual must win in the grand scheme of getting to the playoffs at the end of the year, because it's going to be brutal. We're not going to go 15-2. So, you're going to have some more bumps along the way. But I want this one to be not one of the bumps. I want this to be a win. So that's how I look to be. Let's see. Thirsty pick Phil. Thirsty pick Phil. Hey, pick FG was classic. And let's see. We're deep at the receive. Yeah, we are Blue Way. We are deep at the field goal position. Let's see. Michael K chiming in. Scott Phillips and Chubb are going to start now. No, I agree, man. I agree there, Scotty. Phillips and Chubb are going to start to shine now, because those quarterback hits and pressures are going to start becoming quarterback sacks now that we get an extra split second of coverage. I know everything's quick in the NFL. So, I mean, you're talking just a few different, but just a little bit longer coverage back there, and they're looking and someone's not wide open. Those QB pressures and QB hits after the throw actually become QB sacks, which are game-changing plays. Even though somehow the Giants end up getting a sack on a fourth down play with like under 2 minutes to play, and they still don't win a game. I haven't seen the game, so I can't say. I don't know how they won, how they lost. I mean, but that's a weird one. But I just read about it in an article about that. That's a weird one. So how you can lose that game? No, I agree. I want this blood bad, Justin. Don't get me wrong. I want it bad. But at the end of the day, is it like season over if we lose? No. But from a mental standpoint, I just want to get that win. So we, as fans, can gloat a little bit knowing that we just knocked off the defending AFC champs, which they went on to win the Super Bowl. So defending Super Bowl champs, it will be great to knock them in the nose and to get to 7-2. But let's worry about that next week. Let's enjoy 6-2 right now. Our Dolphins are sitting atop the AFC East, and at the end of the day, I just want them to be on top of the AFC East next week. The next week we're on a bye, so we're not going to move too much other than a half game move or whatever. But then it's on to the Raiders. So just enjoy this victory Monday as our team flies across the pond to take on. To me, they're the best team in football right now because they are still the defending champs. They're at 6-2. Yes, they had a stinker of a game yesterday against the Broncos. But when you're until someone takes that crown from you, you're the defending Super Bowl champs. You're the best team in football. Let's go out there and try to start etching our own season and get to 7-2 by beating those Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs. That's what I want. That's what I want for sure. No, it does, Moyo. You are 100%. This is a victory Monday. AFC East leaders 6-2, swept New England, and yes, it's an accomplishment to sweep a division. It's hard to beat football teams twice in a season. It's hard. So it's tough. And then unless you're the best team, in the division and you're playing a whole bunch of poor teams, right? You got some evenly matched teams and they beat each other up. I'm happy that they took care of business. They swept the New England Patriots and Bill Belichick and basically put an end to the Patriots hoax, because after they upset Buffalo, they were probably thinking, man, if we win this and we already have a head-to-head matchup against the Jets, we won. And, they were thinking they could probably get right back into this whole thing because they had already beaten the Jets and the Bills. If they would have beat us, they would have been right there, where the Jets and the Bills and all of them. So it's good that we knocked out the Patriots yesterday. So hopefully, you know, that trend continues and they just go away, except for when they play Buffalo and the Jets. I would be rooting for them this year when they already helped us on that front one. So I'm not really expecting more. I do expect them to beat the Jets maybe the next time they play them. If I'm not mistaken, right, they beat them actually in at the Jets this earlier in the season. So it'd be in Foxborough the next time they play the Jets. So I am hoping for a win there. I know they have to travel to Buffalo the next time, so I don't see them probably beating Buffalo a second time. But hey, it's good. Victory Monday film day starts tomorrow on the Chiefs. Yes, I agree. And I don't know if you heard Crazy Dolphin, they are flying over there today. So their Victory Monday is going to be on a plane for like a 9-hour flight. Tua said his goal on the flight when they asked him what your goal was, he was just sleep. So hey, that's not a bad goal on a 9-hour flight. Get rested so when you get over there, your body's adjusted and you're ready to rock and roll. Is the ball still up for Coach of the Year? Scotty, I think you know the answer on that one. No, that's just funny. That's why we can't anoint people and we can't bring down people so quick in this league. Because last year the ball was like, oh, the greatest thing since sliced bread. Oh, too bad the Dolphins didn't get him. Let's just see. He might end up still being a good coach, but it just shows you can't anoint and you can't push down people too soon, because it's a week to week league and year to year league. And look at that. The Giants were the sweethearts of the NFL last year, came out of nowhere, made the playoffs, got a playoff dub, which I wish the Dolphins can do. I hope they can this year. And, so kudos to that. But then this year, he's struggling with that team. So it just goes to show, which is enjoy. It's an overnight flight. Yep, there you go. So that's when they're flying out. I know they're leaving today, and it's Tua said his goal was to sleep on the plane, and so he can, when they get there, his body be adjusted to that time. I mean, that's rough though. So that's why I don't blame the Dolphins for hitting out today. Get ahead of the curve on that front. Get used to that time. Hey, he might at the end of the year. You never know. You never know, Mr. Scotty. You never know. Does the ball get fired and go back to Buffalo? Maybe not, though. We will see. I mean, he did just get him. Does not buy him this last year's playoff victory. Buy him an extra little season go after this season. We will see. But eventually that could happen, Scotty. Wow, crazy Dolphin. That's a great note to end on. I'm about to end this show, and that's a great note to end on. He says, I really feel very positive about this season. Super Bowl positive. Hey, I would love it if you're that positive throughout the year. Me, it's a little bit hard. Justin's from the same school I am. It's been so long, it's kind of hard to really even think Steve Malloy the same way. Yep, Miami #1. There you go. No, that was, from what I read, that was an epic collapse. I don't even know how it happened. All I read is like it was like under 2 minutes left. They get a sack, turn the ball down, or that getting the ball back. Basically, the Jets should be done, and somehow the Jets are not done. And who knows? I don't even know. I just know I read something. I haven't seen it with my own eyes yet. I just read about it being a collapse. So that's crazy. When you get a sack, turnover on downs, you're thinking that's it. We're gonna close out the game, and somehow the Jets are able to tie it and then win in overtime. It's weird. So who knows? There wasn't much offense in that game. I can tell you that much. Yep, you are right. Moya fins up all day and tomorrow. Hopefully, the Dolphins enjoy their day in Germany tomorrow. I think that's the players' normal day off on Tuesday. That's why they're flying out this evening, sleep on the plane, wake up off the plane, Mr. Tua, go have fun in Germany. But by Wednesday, get to focusing on let Kansas City go, start visiting Germany sites while you're getting ready and game planning to beat those Kansas City Chiefs. It's going to be fun, guys. Enjoy this Victory Monday. And yes, I don't know, Steve, I think's already left the room probably, but Steve, Dolphins are number one. I am going to close this show out. You guys, as always, you make it great. You make it fun. And if you haven't done so already, nail that thumbs up on your way out. It helps this show get discovered from all you great Dolphin fans. The more Dolphin fans, the merrier. And yes, peace to you too, Mr. Scotty. You rock, always coming in here. And you're also come to the Fins Talk Sports Network. And you'll probably get, I don't think, Scotty, maybe tomorrow Steve won't have a rant. He won't have a rant tomorrow. So you might get to see a happy Real Talk Steve Malloy. We'll see. I don't know what the over-under on number of rants for Steve tomorrow. But I'm thinking we're going to get a Mr. Positive Steve. There he is right there. Steve, is Scotty going to get a rant from you tomorrow, or are the odds in our favor there would be no rant? And I tease and probably be talking on Steve by the end of today so I can get the title for his show. Great content, guys. Check him out tomorrow. Real Talk, Fins Talk, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. By then, we'll be talking about trades or lack of trades by the Miami Dolphins and whatever else Steve has on his agenda for tomorrow. So there you go. Yes, a happy Steve. There you go. How exciting. Yes, we will see a happy Steve tomorrow. And Steve, call me later. And definitely Steve and Justin, if you're still out there listening, give me a text on how, if the Dolphins make any trades today, because I got some errands I got to run today with the wife. And then I got to get the kid later. So I'll be very busy doing that kind of stuff. But I'll still be by the phone. That's the great thing about modern technology. But Steve is always my news finder and gives me all the updates quick. So because him and Adam Schefter know each other personally well, so they hang out, have lunch, just teasing. Maybe it's really Chris Greer that knows Steve. I don't know, but Steve's always calling me with the information quick. So Dolphins fans, 6-2, and I'm loving it. It's a great time to be a Dolphin fan. I'm just going to enjoy it week by week and worried about the losses when the losses come, but enjoy the victories longer. Go Dolphins, fins up. You guys rock. Thumbs up.
Dolphins thirsty, they never show no mercy. On the field or in the game, Miami knows how to play. Dolphins thirsty, we all get down and dirty. Tell you what you want to know, it's the Dolphins Show. Quench your thirst for all things Miami Dolphins. They are the football kings, cause they play to win. Come on in and have some fun, whether we have